WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Oh, nothing. You know, just getting a glimpse of the future here. So, feels good.
Glimpse of the future. Oh, you're talking about the Blackhawks with the million first-round picks playing in the lineup now, aren't you?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Good fucking times. And, of course, instead of just enjoying a glimpse of the future, you know, seeing the young kids getting a taste of NHL and just enjoying this moment, Hawk fans have got to bitch and complain about something. And the latest one is Kevin Korchinski.
What are they bitching about with him now?
That he needs to be gone, that he is nowhere near where he needs to be on this team, and that with Rinzel coming up, that he is officially no longer important to this team.
What the fuck? That's so crazy to me. I did not know that.
Yes.
He's 20 years old.
Like, we've talked, I mean, I will hand up. I have said, and I think you've said it too, that if there's got to be an odd man out on defense, Korchinski might be the guy you can move, but that's because the return on him, I think, is got the highest ceiling on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the best return, and it's not like you wouldn't move Vlasic because I think he's a very big. Oh, he almost got it. Sorry. He's just like a huge part of this future where I think Korchinski can be a big part of the future, but he's more of, you know, an offensive focused player. And we have a couple of guys that can do that too, especially with like Levshinov coming in. Whereas Vlasic is like honestly, like very good defensively, but has good two-way ability, I believe.
Yeah,
he's got he's like doubled his points this year.
What hand is he's a lefty?
Yeah, he's a lefty.
It's like everybody's talking about like, oh, he's no longer needed, but all the guys that they're talking about are right-handed.
What, Rinzel and Levshinov?
Like, yeah, Rinzel and Levshinov are making Korchinski not needed.
Yeah. Also, there's 6 spots for a defenseman, so I don't know what they're smoking.
Like, it's one of those things where if the Hawks wanted to get back into the top 5, get 2 picks in the top 5 next year, and they want to package Korchinski in there because they realize they have enough defensive options, that's a trade I could see making. That's a move I can see. You know, I think that's realistic? No, not at all. But that's the type of deal I think you consider for a Korchinski type player, not just to move him because he doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's,
I 100% like disagree about Korchinski being gone.
It makes no sense, and it's like it's almost. I don't know if it's even fair to say he's almost kind of like a year behind a little bit. Like, yeah, he played a full season last year in the NHL, but it was on such a bad team.
Yeah.
So then it's like what he realistically, he was like he had that issue of he couldn't go to the AHL his rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted him into the organization, so he had to stick around the NHL. He should have been in Rockford. And the fact that he's been playing in Rockford this year and getting a lot of time there, and you hear, like, you see, what was it? Every shift, the last one, they were just talking about how he is just a sponge down there, just absorbing any information on what he can do to be better. It's like, give the kid a fucking chance, man. Like, come on. And what's going to happen? Levshinov's going to go on a bad 3 games. They're going to be like, oh, he needs to get moved now, and this person needs to stay. Like,
yeah, I mean, the kids are going to have growing pains, man. Like, it's crazy. It's actually really funny just looking at the Hawks lineup, and especially the lineup most recently with Rinzel. It was Vlasic, 23 years old, Levshinov, 19, Korchinski, 20, Rinzel, 20, and then I think was Kaiser playing, or was it Del Nastro? It was Kaiser, right? It was Kaiser, yeah, because EDM was out, but they had Del Mastro at the practice lineup on Saturday.
Yeah, he had
Murphy was doing
Murphy.
maintenance.
Yeah,
but so Kaiser then is 22, and Murphy is 32. And I think
I wonder why that old man needed a maintenance day.
Yeah, dude. My favorite was like one of the games recently. They showed a graphic that was just like the Hawks defense, and it said, it showed Connor Murphy and the amount of games that he's played, which is like 800, maybe 800 something, and then 738, and then it showed the rest of the Hawks defense, and it was like 200 games.
Dude, here are the team roster currently. Now they're just with the big club, doesn't mean they're playing every day. Players aged 23 and younger currently on the roster. For forwards, Bedard 19, Oliver Moore 20, Frank Nazar 21, Colton Dock 22, Landon Slaggert 22, Lucas Reichel 22. Defensemen, you already said Leshinov 19, Rinzel 20, Korchinski 20, Del Mastro 22, Kaiser 22, Vlasic 23, Crevier 23, Spencer Knight 23. Dude.
Ooh.
Then it was like, what was it? Like 6 former first round picks were in the lineup on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. It was not only former first round picks, it was I thought it was Davidson first round picks.
Because it was Bedard, Moore, Nazar,
Rinzel, Vlasic, or Rinzel, Levshunov, and Korchinski.
So that was 6, and then wasn't Lucas Reichel at first?
Yeah, was that count? Did that count towards it?
I don't know, but I'm saying Kyle Davidson would be 6, but then you have 7 with Lucas Reichel, and 8 technically with Spencer Knight.
Yes, but I think it was just since Kyle Davidson, so
right?
It was
but
just the Davidson pick.
So 6 of the 8 first round picks in the Blackhawks lineup were drafted by Kyle Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was traded by Kyle Davidson. Mm-hmm. And the other has just been the stain of Stan Bowman on him, and he just can't get past it.
He'll be fine.
That's the only reason I can predict why Lucas Reichel hasn't popped off, is because he's considered a Bowman guy, and it's just bringing him down.
He's seeing all these KD guys coming in and having fun, and he's like, "I wish it was me."
So that was an interesting take. I forgot to mention that in our pre-episode talking, and just kind of hit me as soon as I looked up at my screen and saw Kevin Korchinski, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah." But yeah, we're gonna do kind of a quick Hawk Talk episode because we're gonna play a little game of what will the 2025 opening night roster look like, because with the debut of Sam Rinzel and Oliver Moore, get excited about the future. And what better way to get excited about the future than overly estimate the Hawks' ability to grab players and make a lineup. But before we get into that, news yesterday, Sacha, you could say the last name,
Boisvert.
Holy shit! It was announced that he was entering the transfer portal for NCAA, and it looks like he will be heading to Boston University. So this comes after 37 games at North Dakota, 32 points, 18 goals, 14 assists, and NCHC Rookie of the Year and multiple Player of the Weeks and Rookie of the Weeks throughout the season. Interesting move, right? I mean,
well, I mean, it makes sense in a way because he is his coach is done, so it's a new coach coming in.
Yeah, North Dakota dismissed Brad Berry after 10 years.
And I'm wondering if he just didn't like that maneuver. I'm assuming that's what it is. And maybe he just also doesn't like the coach that the assistant coach that they made the coach.
Yeah. And it could have been, what was it, you or Noli was saying in the group text that it's like they're just it's like they weren't even a top 10 team this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, like, usually when a new coach comes in, it doesn't look like, I mean, it usually signs that it's going to be a little bit before you get going again. He's only got probably one more year left of college hockey. He probably really wants an opportunity for a national championship. And then you got Boston University, which is going to be losing a lot of guys to the NHL coming up here. It just makes sense to go to a team that is already geared for championship hockey.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, a guy like Cole Hudson is staying at BU too.
I would assume.
Because I don't think that there's
He was
been
a freshman, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's been any like chatter of him being moved up like there was with like a lot of other guys that, especially like a lot of other guys that were on that Team USA team.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Leonard, Gabe Perreault, So if he's still there, that gives Boisvert a good shot at like, padding some totals. Also, by the way, I didn't know this, but Lane Hudson has fucking 55 assists on the year right now. Jesus.
Like 59 points.
Jesus.
I actually think he just had 3 more today.
Was it 3 more today? God damn, dude.
Yeah, because it popped up in my fantasy that has no fucking reason for me to even pay attention to it since I'm out.
But yeah. That's wild.
It's going to be – it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be good for him to play like really – I mean, and it's like, okay, I should go back and say too, it's like North Dakota still was above 500 team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they couldn't crack that top 10 and get in position to play for a national championship and make the tournament and all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be nice for him to go to a program that has had success, that has won in recent years, and just get that vibe and feeling. It's the same thing we talk about when these guys going to Rockford with having a dominant team in Rockford. It's like get to winning hockey, feel feel how that is, move up to the next level, and take it on to the NHL. Like I like the move. I really do.
Yeah. We'll see if he makes an appearance on the Hawks next year.
This time next year, who knows? Unless we're playing for playoff position. Who depends on the team we build.
Ooh, could be.
Today it was announced too that Taige Harding from Providence has signed with the Blackhawks starting next year. It'll be a 2-year entry-level deal. He has also signed an ATO amateur tryout contract to finish the season with Rockford this year. You were talking about this boy being a big boy.
Yeah, he's 6'7", 236 pounds. So if the Hawks, I mean, I'm sure this is what's going to happen. Like the Hawks are going to probably go into next season with Levshunov, Rinzel, and Murphy on the right side, which probably leaves Crevier as like bouncing between the AHL and the NHL. But if he's in the A, you have him and you have Taige Harding, probably top line, maybe like more than likely top line, or maybe Nolan Allen. It's just the left side is so tough, like difficult to figure out. But either doesn't matter. It's the same as like when Crevier's up here on the Hawks with Alex Vlasic. It's just like I can't imagine, being in the AHL and playing the Ice Hogs and like you're trying to your best to like make it to your NHL team, but then you have to go against 2 fucking giants, and I'm just be like, no, dude, this isn't fair.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing you've really noticed too with Kyle Davidson drafting. He likes his defenseman big. Like I feel
he didn't draft.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Any of them. He didn't draft any of them. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Because Crevier and Vlasic are from 2020 and Taige Harding's from 2021.
That's right. I forgot about Taige. I know Taige Harding was 21. I forgot about that one. Oh god damn it! I want to like these players.
Yeah, bud. I guess you're just gonna have to say thanks, Bowman.
Fuck you, Bowman.
You know who else was drafted by Bowman?
Don't say it.
EDM.
Again, a big fucking defenseman. So no, you're right. So Bowman was big defenseman, and KD was small, fast forwards.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Leshunov.
Well, he also has drafted like a lot of like big mobile guys though too. Levshunov 6'2". He drafted Rinzel. He's 6'4".
But he's not that 6'5" plus.
Yeah. There's only a few of those on our team.
So, and then speaking of the last little note section here, so we already mentioned it. Sam Rinzel, Oliver Moore both made their debut Sunday after unfortunately getting knocked out on the national championship in the first round by UMass in an overtime. I think it's hard not to say that Sam Rinzel absolutely impressed the shit out of everybody, and what we can hopefully expect going forward. Granted, it was one game, but in his debut, 23 shifts, 20 minutes and 15 seconds of total ice time, which was second among Hawks defenders, third amongst all Hawks players. He had 4 shots, 2 big hits, and just looks like a guy that's like it was a 10-year pro out there. It looked like he's playing with a lot of confidence. You know, it's hard to see any first game jitters or anything like that. What was your overall impression of Rinzel watching him?
Oh, I was very excited. I thought he was going to score a goal. Like, I was like, this guy, there's no chance that this guy doesn't score today. He's getting so many good chances. He didn't score. But that's all right. It's pretty fucking awesome, though. It just got me really excited to watch like the rest of the season, just to like see these young kids all playing together, which I wanted to mention. I saw something that said that the Hawks at the start of the season, because of all the veterans that they had signed, they were not ranked, but they were fifth in the fifth oldest team on average. And now, after all the changes that have been made, and with the signings of the young guys, their lineup is now the 5th youngest team. Isn't that crazy?
Talk about a swing.
Oh,
holy shit.
Going completely in a different direction.
Got to get old man Foligno off the team and get those numbers even lower.
Yeah. I could see that. Man. I love Foligno, though. He's got
100%.
As much time as he wants to be here.
Yeah. And then so Oliver Moore, wasn't like as, impressive for his debut, but I mean, what was good about his game is like you saw flashes of why Kyle Davidson was so excited when he fell to him at 19 in his draft. Like, holy shit, is this kid fast? Like, of fucking wheels on this kid, man. You're able to give him a year or some time in Rockford next year and just really hone up his game and put some size on, man. He's gonna be a fucking problem.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I can't wait. It's like when they score their first goals, it's gonna be great. I love watching that shit happen.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be so much fun next year when the team's like just stupid young like this, but also you have so many kids eligible for fucking a Calder.
So this team is realistically, let's just get into that a little bit here. This team is probably still going to be, not great. I mean, they're not by any means going to be a playoff team. Theoretically, based on, we have the same theory going into this season. They should be better. They should, be improving in wins, because theoretically they should be adding some pieces, veteran pieces that are actually going to be impact players this offseason.
Yeah.
Does not winning and being like in playoff contention next year sting a lot less than it does this year, because it's going to be filled with these young players and it's going to be, more of a glimpse of like what this team is going towards and in what this core is going to look like moving forward?
Yeah, I mean,
or is losing still unacceptable, I should say?
Well, I think, this year was more of like a stall. It wasn't like any kind of growth. I really don't think it was a step back, though. Because, I mean, if you look at just stats wise, like technically we are doing better, but not as better. I think it comes down to getting the correct coach.
Yes.
And like when we get the veteran coach that knows what they're doing, if they're still underperforming, or if they underperform and it's another year like this, then I think it's a huge disappointment. If they still win more games but are still bottom 10 in the league, I wouldn't say that's like a bad year.
So if with a veteran coach that like a Mike Sullivan, say a Mike Sullivan comes in and this team is still underperforming, then it's like you almost have to take a look at the roster.
Yeah.
And then I think KD might unfortunately be in the hot seat a little bit, because then it's like, okay, we gave you the time to add these players. You brought in the coach to, move them forward, and they're still just not responding or clicking the way they're supposed to. I mean, that's a bigger picture type of thing there now. Then there's something.
Yeah, I think
internally wrong.
I think that's more of like you find where the issues are and you correct them. But I think, what is it like recently? Like even Foligno's come out and said and has been like, hey, like the guys that don't want to be here need to be gone.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm curious to know who that is.
Well, one of them we know is Seth Jones.
Yeah. Is the other one Connor Bedard? I heard Connor Bedard wants out of Chicago.
Oh,
He shouldn't sign.
Connor
The
Bedard's the
contract
fucking
extension.
problem. Yeah, he's the fucking problem here. Should sign him a league minimum 2-way contract.
It's just, I'm curious, like who Foligno really is like mentioning when he says that. Like who's there that's like clearly doesn't want to be there.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
And why is it Tyler Bertuzzi?
TJ Brody.
Yeah, well, TJ Brody, he's major buyout candidate this summer.
Those are the only two, honestly. I think Teravainen is enjoying it. I think he wants to win, but I think he's got more patience to be like, okay, well, we can give us 2 more years and we'll be there. And his contract year, I bet you this team is competing big time.
We'll see. I don't know about that big time that you threw in there.
Well, I mean, like I think they'll for sure be a playoff contention in 2 years. I'm not saying they're going to be a Stanley Cup winner, but I'm just saying like they'll be a team that will be flirting with a wild card third spot in the Central. I think.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I hope you're right.
Before we move on, any other Hawks news you want to touch on?
I think that's it. There's nothing else, man. It's just really being excited to watch the end of the season, even though, obviously they're eliminated already, but it's just to see how like the young kids perform. And I don't know, see how they finish the season. Cause like, I hope they really just finish the season strong. I think one of the nice things about Moore and Rinzel coming in is like, you kind of see that there's like a refresher for the group because of how excited they are to play their first NHL games.
It's Spencer Knight effect.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and hopefully they can get a dub next game. It's gonna be against Colorado. That's gonna be tough. Whatever.
Looking ahead, you got Colorado tomorrow, 8:30 at the United Center. It's the fucking late game on TNT. I fucking hate when they do that. It's so stupid. And then puck drop's probably not gonna be till 8:45. So it's like it might as well be playing on the freaking West Coast.
Yeah.
Friday they're in Washington where Ovechkin's probably going to score 4 goals against the Hawks. Hopefully it's not Spencer Knight in net, so it just fucking ruins him. And then Sunday they have Pittsburgh in Chicago, and then the following Tuesday will be Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. So that is the week ahead. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, the season is coming to a crawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games left. So almost there.
Yeah, getting close.
All right.
Yeah, and then like when's Donato going to get an extension?
Yeah, hopefully like soon. I mean, part of me is getting a little nervous. Is Donato the guy that they don't want?
Oh,
It doesn't want to be here.
That sounds crazy because he's about to hit 30 goals.
I'm not saying he doesn't want to be here. He's probably like, "Fuck, I should have got traded this year."
Well, or he's like, I'm gonna fucking put so many points up and get like the biggest contract I can get wherever the fuck I want to go. It's good for you, man. I don't care. That's fine. I like him as a player. I don't think that he doesn't seem like the type of player that's like, get me the fuck out of here.
No, I don't think so either. But all right, so now we're gonna go and play the little game of building the 2025 opening night roster. So we're gonna switch it over to a little share screen action here. We're bringing Puckpedia up here. Just so everybody knows, the roster count as of right now, according to what Puckpedia has here, is at 2023. Projected cap hit is just over 66 million, so the Hawks will have about 29 million to play with. Again, don't expect them to use all that next year. I think they will do just enough to get to the floor and if they do sign anybody to some ridiculous contract, it's going to probably be a 1-year deal because of Bedard, Nazar,
I don't think so.
Korchinski,
I wouldn't.
all
Say,
those guys.
I wouldn't like guarantee that
What?
that they would sign him to like a 1-year deal.
So if you bring in a stupid contract for a 1 year,
Oh, you mean bringing in one? Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
no, because I'm saying like they're not going to handicap themselves with longer deals when you got all these like kids that are going to have to sign in the next year into next year or two.
Yeah,
A lot of these kids are going to be there. So this is who right now Puck PD has for forward. We'll start with the forward group. How do we do this? Do you want to add? Who do you want? So left wing one. Obviously, you want to go probably outside.
I mean, I've been doing this on my computer while we've been talking the whole time.
All right. So who do you have at left wing one?
I just moved Nazar over for now.
You have Nazar out there.
Mm-hmm. And then Bedsy at center, even though it might end up being Bedsy on the left wing.
Oh, shit. Shouldn't we do Nazar on the right side since he's a center right wing?
Oh, you can see what I was putting right wing.
What's that?
Brock Besser.
Okay, you're right.
This is like my dream, more of a dream lineup, I guess, right now. It's not really much changing. I feel like there's got to be some trades made because there's not like a lot of open spots unless they plan on.
So everything I just said about multiple years, whatever. This is one I can see exception being made.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of contract would you say?
Oh, I gave Besser 8.5 by 7 years.
That's a nice little pay bump.
Oh, yeah. Plus you're not Canadian in Canada land, so it's not as bad tax wise.
And the Hawks still have $20 million to play with.
All right, and so if you,
where does it?
So he's right there in the bottom right. Yeah. That second line, I have Tara Vinen, Sam Bennett, and Tyler Bertuzzi.
Sam Bennett?
Yeah. That's what I put. I mean, I don't know what you think. You clearly think it's funny.
I just don't see the Hawks going to spend that much.
How much do you think Sam Bennett wants?
He's going to want a fucking raise for sure.
Yeah, I gave him fucking 6.5.
For how long?
I put 6 years. But here's the other thing. So, the other guy I was actually looking at when I was just checking out the UFAs was Mikael Granlund.
So what, you had Sam Bennett in the middle in that one?
Yeah. I put Slaggert and Moore in the A. So, you can just hit the 3 dots and then hit send down.
Use them? Okay, cool. Oh, there you go.
I also extended Bedard and Nazar.
Okay, we don't have to get to that crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so then line 3 was Donato, Dickinson, Mikheyev. So you have to find Donato and UFA.
Right.
But yeah, Dickinson, you just have to pull.
You have to drag him up. Okay. And then
Ufas. Yeah, it's just when I'm looking at this lineup, I'm like, it seems like they're going to probably want to make a trade somewhere if they want to.
Why can I spell Donato?
Add Dona.
Jesus Christ.
And then for Donnie, I gave him a little 4.5 by 3 years.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 4 for 3 or 4 for 2.
Yeah, I mean either one. I'm just making some shit up.
Right.
But like I'm kind of close most of the time. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so then depth chart. Nice. Looks good. 3C is Dickinson. Donato on the left side. Ooh. Or you can put Mikheyev on the left. It doesn't matter. Or no, Donato's fine. That works. I'm trying to read it off of yours. And then last fourth line, I have Reichel, Veleno, and Foligno.
Or McCabe you have on the right side?
Yeah. And then
you have Reichel in the middle, or
no, on the left.
On the left.
Mm-hmm. And then just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. And then defense, it's kind of just the same. Like I don't really know like what the Hawks really want to do, because I feel like get the kids playing, but put Vlasic with Levshinov, Korchinski with Rinzel, and then I put ADM with Murphy. And then Spencer Knight. And if you go down to the Hawks RFAs, you can sign Soderblom.
Victor Soderblom. Soderstrom?
Yeah, no. Arvid.
I just 1 year, 1 million.
I put 1.2. Or no, I went 2.5.
Oh shit.
I think that well, now that you say that, that's definitely way more. That's way more than I should have done.
Is he making what this year? 1?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe like 1.5 is probably a better contract. But I also gave Spencer Knight an extension.
Right, but that's not really a
like 6.5 by 6 years. And then there's things that you can do like for the RFAs, like Kaiser's there. I signed him like 1 million. Crevier's there. I signed him to like 1 million. But either way, like I think the problem with this lineup is that you're not really adding much to it other than like 2 players. And like I think that's not clearly helping the team get a lot better.
No. Well, they still have $10 million. So I definitely feel so. All right. So I got your team. I screenshot them, so I got that.
I got $7.5 million.
Well, you did extensions.
That doesn't matter.
You signed Kaiser and stuff. Did you have him in the minors?
That's right. I had Soderblom at 2.5. Yeah, Kaiser put 1.2.
Yeah,
Crevier at 1. Yeah, that makes sense.
So first line,
we have to buy out Waswa
and TJ.
Yeah, I bought out TJ.
First line, I like that. Second line, I don't think that's gonna.
Yeah, what do you think? Oh, you're sending him down. Oh my god.
Well, I'm just because I don't want to.
You can exit right there. But yeah, who do you think would fit?
So,
trading partners, huh?
We've talked about this a couple times.
He's an RFA, a reserve list.
Yeah, you're right. Little John Jason Paterka.
John Jason Derulo Paterka.
Yeah. And I honestly, because he's an RFA, I think what the Hawks do is you give up pick from Dallas. Or no, not Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. And then you give their pick, second round for next year.
2 seconds for JJ Paterka.
The right to sign him. Where's this?
Trade? Could happen. The fucking Sabres made dumb trades all the time.
So then you go to the Hawks.
You go to the RFA. You sign Jean Jasson.
What was he making this past season?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you look that up for me?
Yes, I can. Let's see. Buffalo. John Jason. 8.5. 855,000.
Oh, I was gonna say 8.5 million. Are you kidding me?
855K.
So you think you give him 3 years, 4 million?
I mean, yeah, he's got 2 50-point seasons in a row on a dog shit Buffalo team. That'd be good. That'd be good.
I mean, I don't know if that's enough, but just for the
sake of putting something down
exercise, yeah.
So where do you fit him in?
In center, I think you put line 2. Boom. Boom. Honestly, I know
Would you
this
put
isn't realistic.
Reichel at center?
I mean, you could honestly switch these two.
That would be interesting. Somebody should look into that. Somebody with ties to Kyle Davidson.
So I think that for me.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
So you got Frank Nazar, Connor Bedard, Brock Besser, first line.
Mm-hmm.
Teuvo Teravainen, Lucas Reichel, JJ Paterka, second line. Tyler Bertuzzi, Donato, Mikheyev, third line. Dickinson, Foligno, fourth line.
Interesting.
I also, another player, I kind of was looking at RFAs because I was also kind of like, okay, the Hawks have the draft capital to potentially offer sheet people.
Mm-hmm.
One name that kind of stood out to me.
Matty Nyes.
No, dude, they're talking about him being fucking getting the Matt Kachuk deal.
Sign and trade?
The fucking $9 million.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how Toronto makes that work, but
especially if they're gonna resign
the Hawks can do it.
Marner. Gabriel Vilardi.
Oh, Gabe Vilardi. Maybe.
I mean, 61 points so far in 71 games. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's like the right move and all that, but I mean, Winnipeg is like one of those cap teams that are, they don't have a lot. So it's like you have to be really sure about matching it, whatever contract he gets offered and all that. That was just a guy I was kind of looking at. But so, all right. So for defense, I honestly,
like,
think
do
they
you feel like you bring somebody in?
I think they do.
But like, for what?
That's the thing that I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, Brent Seabrook comes in. No.
Oh yeah, he pairs up well with Shea Weber.
And one guy that I've kind of
EK65. Oh,
Aaron Ekblad.
But why?
I feel you can get him. He's got his cup. Potentially he's going to get another one this year. I feel like you can bring him in. You give him top 4 pair minutes. But he's a right-handed shot. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Are you moving Murphy?
No, I think Murphy sticks around.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's the tough thing.
I was thinking about too with like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wants to get younger. And
I'm not taking EK65 now.
No, not that. I was looking at Ricard Raquel.
They were asking for a big price tag for him at the trade deadline. I don't know if that changes.
It's like, what kind of a year is he having? What is he listed? Second line forward. That's what they have him at. 32 goals, 32 assists this year. 64 points. Yeah, that's why. I mean, last year he had 37 points.
Oh no.
But I don't know. You could offer a little bit of draft capital to Pittsburgh. Or maybe some of the young guys that we have. Maybe you float around a Nolan Allen or Wyatt Kaiser. I don't know. Crazy things.
Yeah,
things happen.
I think they end up. I feel like we're gonna see some names come out that are gonna be See, everybody that I was be like, okay, might not be a bad guy for the Hawks to go after. They end up being fucking right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Like Noah Dobson was one.
Yeah, like I don't even on the left side. I don't even know. Like, there's no point because unless you're moving one of the young guys, like I feel like having unless you give like Korchinski another year in the A, right?
The thing is, I don't see it being viable to have that young of a D group with only Connor Murphy. I mean, I know, like and go even younger.
And go Ekblad, move Murphy and get Ekblad.
I think you need one more like quote unquote older player. As I say, Connor Murphy's younger than me, but still, I feel like you need to add that one more guy.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they're fine with being like, a seventh defenseman that like can play every once in a while or when injuries happen.
Bring Calvin DeHaan back.
Hey, Tony DeAngelo.
No, so I think so. Based on the information right now, I think the only change I would make with your D group is
You would send down Del Mastro.
Yeah.
Oh, and you would put White
Kaiser
Kaiser.
in. Yeah, I'll just say 1 million.
So he's in there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But again, I agree with you that I don't think this is going to truly set the bar as like an improvement. You almost gotta wonder if another player here is getting moved.
I could see the Hawks trying to move Mikheyev after him having such a good year.
I could see them extending him.
I honestly have loved Mikheyev on the team, but it's one of those things where it's like now I'm like, all right, last season we probably should have moved Kurashev over the summer. Like, let's not have that again. But Mikheyev has done it in the past before. It's just this is the first time since like playing with Toronto that he's scored like 17 goals or something. I didn't even know he had like 17.
Yeah, I think he's a deadline guy. I think that they hold on to him and then they reevaluate come trade deadline time and either make the same thing. Donato 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
We set our bar. We're not going to just move him to move him. We are going to get what we think he's worth. And if we don't get that, then we let him finish out and we talk to him in the offseason to see if he wants to stay. And what's it going to take? I think the following season is going to be interesting because I think Ligno's gone, Dickinson's gone.
Maybe
for sure Foligno. Foligno's for sure gone.
I think Foligno's going to end up retiring.
You're going to see McDavid on this team. No.
Yeah, right.
Here's the big thing that we're both forgetting here that we both did not take into account.
Oh, that's true.
What's his first name?
Michael. Fucking Michael Misa, eh?
We forgot to include our fucking first overall pick.
Our first rounder.
The first overall. We're taking first overall.
Well, we don't need first. I'm telling you, man. If San Jose ends up keeping first, they're definitely going Schaefer because they have no defensive prospects other than Sam Dickinson.
What's the league? 775.
That's not even close. It's 950 or 975.
That was just the example that was on there.
Oh. Plus, I mean, with like performance bonuses, I think Connor Bedard is like 3.5.
So with that in mind,
Oh, Misa maybe 2C.
I think part of me, you know what?
Is trade Reichel?
Yeah.
What if we did the old Germany swap?
Yeah. Send Reichel to Buffalo.
Yeah. And get back a Jean-Jason Bisterka, even though that's not German at all.
That's my team. Opening night.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Honestly, like I wouldn't mind if we moved Bertuzzi.
No, you don't say. I've never heard you say anything bad about Tyler Bertuzzi.
I'm just saying, like it wouldn't keep me up at night. That's all. That's it.
Dude, this is news. I've never heard you say you don't like Tyler Bertuzzi. Wow. Why have you been holding this in this whole time?
Dude, I want to like Tyler Bertuzzi. He doesn't want me to like him.
And then who's behind the bench?
Hopefully Mike Sullivan. Dude, I will fucking take Torts. I don't care. You get Torts, you got a good year or two of just the guys
Entertainment.
Yeah, like fucking going in, and then year 3 he's like outpouring his welcome, and you're like, all right, buddy, that's about time. Speaking of Torts, what was it? Cam York? You re-sign here, I'm gonna bury you.
Yeah. I mean, that came from the Spitting Chicklets guys, so it's like, take it with a grain of salt, but it's also Torch, so I would not put that past him for saying something like that.
It was probably something in that realm of verbiage, but maybe not quite the same. But that's
I fucking love Torch.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a Blackhawk coach.
Yeah, but like I think probably Mike Sullivan would be.
Mike Sullivan's my choice, and I really think that is like a very good possibility. I think he is done with Pittsburgh this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the type of guy you jump all over. We've said it before. The Hawks have ruined their chance of giving a first-year coach an opportunity. It just hasn't worked, and we're now at a point where it can't be done. Like they need a vet with experience on this team. The coach.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. We definitely need that though. That's the biggest off-season thing that we could possibly do is get a veteran coach. I mean, I honestly do not care if we make 0 changes to the team as long as we get a vet coach and see where this team could have been this year.
I'd like to add one piece.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like that
2 piece, Misa and Besser. Those are the 2 pieces I'd be happy with adding.
Yeah, and if we can't get Besser, I'll take a lesser one of Nikolai Ehlers.
Who on your roster would you take out to put in Misa? Because I know you would want him. You would take Sam Bennett out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an easy swap.
Okay. Just want to make sure when I make the graphic, I put the right thing in there because I know.
Get this guy off my team.
So, all right. I think that does it.
Yeah, right. Why not? OV's close. He's got 4 left.
4 until he beats that. Not gonna say anything, but.
Whoa, dude. Whoa. It's racist.
I forgot to put these on.
So, Washington has what? 1 more game before they play the Hawks at home?
Dude, I hope not. I hope it's not till they play the Hawks because I don't know if morally I could take the Hawks being the team that Ovechkin sets the all-time record after this season. I don't think I can handle that.
Dude, if he scores 1 tomorrow against Carolina when this goes live,
100% get a hat trick against Chicago.
Yeah, he's going to get a hat trick for the fucking.
You know what? Record. He'll score the goal to make it 1-0, and then it'll be fucking 1-0 with 3 minutes left. He'll get the empty net to make it 2-0, and then he'll get the empty net to make it 3-0.
No, they don't fucking give him another empty net. They go, you stay the fuck in that net. You make every save.
Do you think if he's 1 goal away with an empty net, do you think he purposely misses so he doesn't break the record on an empty net? Or do you think he doesn't give a shit? They don't ask how, they just ask how many.
Yeah, dude. Russians don't give a fuck.
Dude, I would just love it to be like a fucking power play, 1T, right between Crosby's leg.
Or just all 3 are empty netters.
The rest of the goals he scores this season are empty nets.
all empty netters. It's so funny that, like, I think they had asked, like, Nate McKinnon about it. And he said something along the lines of, like, oh, it's kind of like a cheap way. Like, do you think that, like, there was no empty net goals when Gretzky's, like Ovechkin has the, like, record for most empty netters, which is fine. Because Gretzky, I'm pretty sure, also had that record. So was it not cheap when Gretzky had the record and the most goals?
Let me end it on this. Is it really not cheating when Gretzky scored most of the goals when goalies couldn't even stand up or stop a fucking puck?
Yeah. I mean, if you could cross the blue line on a fucking 2-on-1 and clap it from the top of the circles and have it go on the ice past the goalie, it's like, I don't know, man. That seems pretty silly. I
will bend the knee and say goalies aren't irrelevant nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
But goalies were the most irrelevant players in this from the start of hockey
brutal.
Up until like probably mid-90s or early 90s, mid-90s.
I mean, all right, I'll go with you this way because I think that there was very few goalies that were really worth it in like the old days. And like mid-90s is when it started to be like more goal, like a lot more were getting really worth it, especially with like Hasek and stuff. I think now there's a lot of like really just fucking stellar goalies.
Now it's changed 100%. It's changed as bad as goalies have been for fantasy lately.
Oh yeah.
But it's like goalies are it's a different beast now, and I think Ovechkin, including his empty net goals, is a hell of a lot more impressive than Gretzky's goals and his record.
And I mean, if you really just we could have had full seasons and not the lockouts, Ovechkin smokes this record already.
Dude, Ovechkin would be fucking flirting with 1,000.
Yeah, and it wouldn't matter how many fucking empty netters he had. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't matter empty nets. It's that's such a bullshit fucking. That's just a Canadian trying to like, ooh,
yeah,
Russia shouldn't have it.
It is. Yeah, it's not like Gretzky never scored a fucking empty net goal. This is so stupid. But Ovechkin didn't do it quicker. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, despite what everybody says,
because everybody's going to take Gretzky played this amount of games, but it's like, yeah, but the last goal he scored was like 13 games before the last game that he played. So
yeah,
he didn't do it quicker. I'm just saying, when everybody starts saying, "Oh, Ovechkin did it faster than Gretzky," just be like, "No, you didn't.
No, you fucking didn't.
No, you fucking didn't."
You bitch. All right, episode 313. What do you want to call it?
Dream team. It's not really a dream team because it's the 25-26 Hawks projection.
I like dream team.
Okay, that's fine.
Sucks people in.
The real dream team is like 4 to 5 years from now. And
100%. So
it's the same fucking team.
So in 4 or 5 years, if we're still doing the podcast, then that episode will be the real dream team.
They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we did the dream team before. It was in 2025.
This is the real dream team." So, all right, make sure to follow us on your favorite podcast feed, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the big two. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, social media at WCBPodcast. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
All right. Later, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.